Now, if you've had to call Canada Revenue Agency recently, you may have been stuck on hold as classical music plays on a loop. And for many callers, the wait time is over 2 hours. Now, that's after hundreds of millions of federal funding went to the CRA last year to improve customer service. JP Tasker has been investigating this story for us, and he joins us now from Ottawa. So, JP, what is going on at the CRA call centers?
Yeah, the call centers are overwhelmed and the wait times for customers are punishing. I spoke to a number of people who've routinely had to sit through more than 2 hours on the phone, as you say, listening to that classical music on loop that's sure to drive you crazy. A main issue for a lot of people is they look online to see what the wait time might be for the CRA phone centers, and they get one number from online. They find it's 6 minutes to actually get through to an operator. But once they actually call in, the time to wait is actually much longer than that. They'll get an automated message telling them that it actually could be more like 2 hours on the phone. In some cases, it could be even more than that. So there's a major discrepancy between what the CRA website is telling people about wait times and what is actually reality when you call through. Now, the union that represents CRA employees is telling me that probably some of the reason why call centers are so overwhelmed right now is because there was major layoffs at the CRA in May and June. Let's listen to Mark Briere. He's the president of the union that represents taxation employees.
You need to have sufficient staffing. That's the issue. And when you let go close to 1,800 people, well, here's what happens. So it's a domino effect, and I'm not surprised.
So nearly 1,800 people have been laid off at the CRA Centre, as he just said there. That's sure to be having some sort of impact on all these wait times. The CRA tells me that this is normal, that there are always layoffs after tax season. A lot of COVID-19 programs also wound down, of course, earlier this year as the pandemic recedes, and they say they are prepared to add more staff in the coming weeks if necessary to help alleviate some of the wait times that people are experiencing.
JP, I want to know who picks that hold music, because it always has to be the worst, right? What's Canada's Taxpayers Ombudsman? They've seen your reporting. What is he prepared to do now?
Yeah, so Francois Blau, he's the ombudsman, the Canadian Taxpayers Ombudsman, a separate department that is not reporting to CRA, but does keep an eye on the CRA. He did see our reporting, and he's concerned because his office does receive thousands of complaints each year about various matters that are before Canada's tax collector. And usually at the top of the list, wait times is one of those gripes that people have. But he didn't realize there was this major discrepancy between what is online, what people are being told online the wait time will be, and what it actually is when you call in. You know, he got our reporting. I asked them for comment on this, and they did their own test and found that we were right about it, that there is this major discrepancy, that people are essentially getting false advertising online as to how long they'll have to wait to actually get through to an operator. He says that's concerning because the Taxpayer Bill of Rights, which is in effect in this country, does demand timely service for Canadian taxpayers who are trying to reach the CRA. Let's listen to what Mr. Boileau said about this situation.
It creates a whole lot of frustrations for and anger and resentment for Canadians, and I cannot blame them. We've tried this ourselves just to make sure that we know what we're talking about, and this is one of the complaints, the major complaints that we receive from the CRA.
So poor customer service is sure to be a major political issue when Parliament returns this fall. Of course, we've been dealing with chaos at the country's airports. There's been a series of passport delays at the various offices that process these documents. And now we have some more intelligence on what's actually happening at the CRA call centers. So I expect the government will be attentive to this issue. There is a cabinet retreat next week. There's also a new minister of customer service in the federal government. So the Prime Minister and his government are aware that they will face criticism from the opposition as customer service standards deteriorate right across all levels of government. Renee?
All right, thanks, JP. That's JP Tasker tracking the story for us today.